Hello, Quinn. How you doing, buddy? As you can see in this picture, your left hand grip looks really good. You can see two knuckles. Remember the checkpoints. You can see two knuckles in your left hand. You can't see your left V because your right hand is on top of your hand, but your left V is pointing towards your right side of your face where it should be. So really, your left hand looks pretty good. But as we keep this camera rolling, you're going to see that we're going to drop that right hand down a little bit longer down the grip because you're really just hitting shots with your left hand. You need to put that right hand on the club properly. So you're going to move the right hand down just a little bit. There you are. And we're going to take one finger off the club with the right hand. That'll be your right pinky. Put it right on top of that forefinger, like that. That's your overlapping grip, or some people call it pardon. And you're going to hide that left thumb in the lifeline of your right hand. Now you can see your V's, your left V and your right V, are pointing in the same direction towards your right shoulder, right side of your face, right shoulder area. That's for a neutral grip, borderline strong. And I'd rather you have a stronger grip. The more your V's are to the right, the stronger, better than weaker. So that's pretty good grip. That's much better. From there, in your setup, you can see there's a lot of tension. Your left arm, relax your arms, buddy. Your stance is way too narrow. You tend to keep your feet the same width with every club that you hit. You must widen your stance as you go with clubs. Now this would be a pretty good ball position and stance, or width of stance, for something short irons, like sand wedge, pitching wedge, 9-iron, like this. But if we widen that right foot out to that next little box right there, Jerome Field, you can see that what's going to change is your center. We'll say the buttons of your shirt or your spine, we say, will actually move back towards your right. The more your spine is over the ball, like it is in this position right here, the more of a descending blow you're going to create. You'll be hitting that ball like an airplane crash landing. It's a very descending blow. As you move your right foot out towards that second box, you'll see that your center will creep back more behind where that second box is at. That's for more of a level or an ascending blow, like an airplane taxiing the runway or even taking off. That's what you need with your longer clubs. And that's the key to ball positions, where your center's at. And we'll just say the buttons of your shirt. So we'll say buttons of your shirt over the ball for your short irons, for your mid irons slightly behind the ball, and with your longer clubs more further behind the ball. Well, don't get any wider with your feet than your shoulders that fit inside your feet. Any wider than that is unnecessary. Okay, so try to change your stance a little bit for me. It'll help you with stability. In your takeaway, you can see the club face is flaying a little bit open. You're bringing the club way back on the inside. We need that club halfway back in the same line as your toe line is, which is that line driven or drawn along your toes straight back. That's where your club should be when you're hip high. Now, your hand's too high in this position. The club is really laid off. It's too far inside.
It's on this line.
Yeah, it's on that line that you're inside from the back of your right heel almost, which is a very laid off position. All that's going to cause for you to do is just come way across the bottom. So let's try to get that club more on plane. At the top, your club face gets a little bit shut. Remember the Coke can on top. If you can put a Coke can on top, it's closed. We want it to slide off that way. So the more we get that club on plane and get the club face square, the better off you're going to be at the top. Good things are your hips are turning, half of your shoulders, got a pretty good shoulder turn. A little lift though with your back. You're pulling your back up in the air. Try to stay level a little bit better, Quinn. Try to keep your back down. And as you come down, the legs are quiet. There's no lower body at all. You say, are your body lowered just about right, but it's not going to happen consistently. Now in this position, your club is kind of getting a little bit thrown. You're not holding your angle long enough. And right about here is where all your power is lost. You're losing it just a little bit too soon. And a lot of this happens, it happens for different reasons for different people. For you, your lower body's just stopping on the downswing. You're just throwing your club at the top. At impact, you do get a little bit of weight through, though. You're clearing your hips. Your head's behind the ball. Some good positions there. You're getting your weight over to your left side. Now here, I should not see your left glove. I shouldn't see your left hand here. That means you're not releasing the club all the way. We talked about that. That's where you and Riley are somewhat the same. You guys don't release the golf club. You shut it down in the backswing. He shuts it halfway back, you shut it at the top. Coming through, you just open it up. We need the blade square throughout the whole swing. Now for drills, halfway back, remember, just toe to the sky. Get the club in the same line that your toe line is on. And if you remember correctly, what we worked on was the tee to the line drill. And I had both of you guys working on this, and I even showed you to explain swing plane what that drill was all about. That means the ball that you're set up to right now, if you just put a golf ball roughly 2 feet behind it in a straight line, and another ball in front to help you with your swing plane. You see where that dot is, that little circle there? As you swing back, you can see they're about 2 feet in front, 2 feet behind. As you swing back, your club handle should point at that line. Your handle is actually pointing at the camera here, almost. Or at the bottom of the tripod. It's way outside. It's really way off. So I want you to feel like there's a wall right behind you. When you swing back, I want you to miss that wall. If you're standing next to a wall roughly 2 or 3 feet against that wall behind you, I want you to not hit that wall. It's a great little exercise you do outside in the yard by your parents' house or whatever. Make that club point at that little line or that ball 2 feet behind you. Which should be right about there. Also, Quinn, very important, keep your posture. All you're doing is standing straight up here. You've got to keep your levels. You've got to stay level. Remember the ball flights in the notebook I gave you. Read that notebook. Read the ball flights. Again, your club face a little close at the top. We talked about that, Dylan, why that's happening. Now from there, the legs start the downswing, not the upper body. We're going to get over to our left side. Shift, rotate, hit. Now we got the legs going towards the left side. Here's the shift over. Just a slight bit of shift and a lot of rotation. You're shifting very little, but you're rotating a lot. Now it's time to fire those hips and burn it. From there, you'll get to your left side. You'll have the right amount of weight on your left side at impact, and you'll finish more on balance. And you'll hit the ball a lot further with effortless power. And you'll stop throwing the club so soon. You're losing all your power right here. You can see this one, you're losing your power a little bit better, but still too soon. This is one of your better shots. But from there, it's just a flipping with the hands. From there, as you keep going through,
Better shot.
you need rotating the arms, and then you want to point the club at the ball that would be 2 feet in front, just mirror imaging what you're doing in the backswing. But remember, all this won't work unless your body is staying level. You're just going straight up and down with your back. Try to stay level in your swing. Keep your posture the same. After you hit the ball, you can jump up and down all you want. But throughout the backswing and through impact, you've got to stay level. You've got to stay the same toe. That tee to the line drill will not only help you with swing plane, it'll help you with rotation through the shot. It'll help you release your club better, because you don't release it at all. So that will really help. Let's see what else. Check your finish here. All your weight should be on the outside of your left heel, actually, when you finish. Belt buckles pointing at the target. Not bad. Looks like you're on better balance here. Little pose for the camera there, Quinn. Looks like you're posing for the crowd. Looks good. Again, looking at your grip. Remember how high your hand was. How's up?